So we just finished the earnings call with Elon Musk for the Q4 earnings of 2021, as well as the cumulative year, as well as heard what was supposed to be the product roadmap. So this is just a quick video of some of the more interesting things we heard in the call. If you would like to see the call in its entirety, we'll go ahead and link it up above in the iCard and you can check it out there. So first and foremost, when they started talking, we heard that they will not talk about locations yet.
Not making any more announcements like for the rest of the year, it sounds
Exactly, but we do think that next one's gonna pop up in India based on what conversations have been going around.
In the past. Yeah. Elon also talked about that they think FSD is going to be one of the most profitable parts of the company in the future.
Yeah, which is kind of crazy because some of the polls that we've done on Twitter, a lot of people are saying they're not willing to spend $10,000, let alone the now $12,000 for that feature. Maybe that'll change once it is fully functional and widely released, but I think now, I don't really foresee that happening, but hopefully in the future things will change.
Yeah, eventually every car will have it and it will be a must-have, but I don't think they're there yet, so I don't think it's going to be 2022.
Speaking of 2022, they mentioned that 2022 is going to be focused on scaling everything. While they have done that a lot in the past, and obviously as a growing car manufacturer, scaling is huge. This is going to be the year that is their main focus. So no new vehicles this year will be announced. They're like really gone into production or anything like that. So we don't know if by new they meant like Cybertruck or Roadster or like maybe the Model 2 in China.
Not a Model 2.
Not a Model 2. So we don't know which one of those it would be. So we're guessing Cybertruck not till early 2023 because what they talked about is they put so much cool and advanced technology into it that right now they're trying to figure out how they can balance out the cool tech and the cost of the vehicle to make sure they both line up. Because if you have all this cool tech in a really costly vehicle, it's not something built for the masses. And that's really what this is trying to become. So they're trying to figure out that nice sweet spot, and it doesn't sound like they've come close to finding that yet. So I don't expect to see one in 2022. At least maybe not until very late 2022.
Yeah, and they didn't specifically mention the Semi, but they did have it in the deck that they had out today. And so I wouldn't be surprised if we at least saw some Semis get out there to a couple early customers. And we have heard that Frito-Lay is installing like the Mega Chargers at least one of their locations. And we've seen the Mega Chargers being built right there at the Gigafactory in the Reno area as well. So I think there's going to be some of those Semis maybe going out. Maybe that's not an official release, but I definitely have some additional product testing on those.
Also, we heard code word Optimus, which is something that we haven't heard discussed on any call, and we actually found out that is the humanoid robot. That is the Tesla bot. They are calling it Optimus.
I was surprised because when I first heard the name, I thought, oh, Optimus, that's obviously the Semi.
Exactly.
It's like Optimus Prime from the Transformers. But within minutes, we found out that was not the case. It's the Tesla bot. I'm surprised they're talking about Optimus when they're not talking about other vehicles, because I think I don't think they can bring out an affordable Tesla bot anytime soon.
It sounds like it's really gonna be huge help for them in their factory. That's kind of how I understood it, because they basically said it doesn't really make sense to bring it unless it's super helpful and can basically replace human tasks. So I would guess a lot of the usage would be for factory jobs.
I guess they might not be concerned so much about making it affordable for households at this time. They're going to be looking at using it in factories, and Elon was talking about like replacing employees or all manufacturing. It's like you don't need manufacturing anymore.
Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of these jobs aren't necessarily in the best of conditions.
With all the repetition. Or the dangerous,
Yeah, so I mean, if they use a Tesla bot, or Optimus, that would really help alleviate finding and filling those positions. And then we heard about the 4680 cells, which is
probably one of the biggest.
The biggest thing probably on this call, and basically said they're not worried about being constrained on 4680s for 2022 projected output, which actually tells me they're a lot further ahead than we thought, or at least I thought.
Yeah. Or they're not going to have a huge
output
production.
That could be it too.
More than one way of interpreting that. But they did say that they have enough for 2022 production, but they were going to be working with other suppliers going forward in 2023.
And they did mention that the first 4680 structural battery pack vehicles should be delivered this quarter.
And those are Model Ys, which are being built right now. They have been built in Austin at the Gigafactory there. They're driving them around, and right now I guess they're not identifiable, that you can't tell the difference from, at least on the outside. How are they going to offer those? Are those going to be only available to East Coast, Central United States? We don't know.
Yeah, or are they maybe going to switch to Austin, just making the performance variants, which is a higher dollar, bigger margin vehicle out of Austin with those 4680s, and maybe have the long range Y and maybe even a standard range come back with 2170 cells from Fremont? I guess we'll find out hopefully in this quarter, since they're going to start deliveries.
And no word on when they will start adding those cells for the Model 3, and we're pretty sure they're not going to be adding those to the Model S or X anytime soon, because they just finished redesigning the battery pack with the 18650 cells last year.
Now, the one thing they did talk about is the biggest supply limitation for this year, and it is obviously going to be chips. That is happening across the board with manufacturers of everything. He said hopefully that will be alleviated by 2023. So that is next year. So 2022, I guess we'll kind of have to see how the output looks for that. After that problem is solved, they will go back to being cell limited again, which being cell limited is, I think, what Tesla has suffered throughout their entire life cycle is like cells are always in demand, and that's why they are working with so many other suppliers to build them for Tesla. Tesla themselves can't even build up enough to keep up with demand. But that is our quick recap. If there's something that you found noteworthy or something that you really enjoyed, definitely drop it in the comments below and we can talk about it down there. As always though, huge thanks to our channel sponsor, Abstract Ocean. If you are looking to accessorize your Model S, X3, or Y, definitely check them out. All linked down below, and using code Tesla Inventory will get you 15% off of your first purchase. Several must-have accessories, definitely going to be a matte screen protector. Really helps cut down any glare from the sun as well as any fingerprints thanks to its oleophobic surface, as well as a center console wrap. Really helps protect any underlying material, as well as create your car your own with any kind of fun color and pattern. Definitely a thumbs up if you enjoyed that video, and let us know down below if you hung out with us during that live stream and chatted with us and what you thought about all that. And go ahead and click here to subscribe here for some other ones, and we'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.